Hey everyone, thanks for watching Cheap Shot. Today we're doing Good Guy with a Gun. We haven't done it in a while, but be rest assured I've been keeping track and we'll see the current yearly standings for each state at the end of this video. It'll be a short one. We are doing September 6th through September 12th. Just a few, hopefully that's good. So the first one we have Pennsylvania. Home invasion leads to gunfire in West Hazleton. A person barged into a home on North Street and gunfire was exchanged. Police were called. One person barged into the home where 5 people were at the time. Gunfire was exchanged, but police said it's still unclear who shot first. Well, it doesn't matter who shot first. You barged into a home, it doesn't matter. It doesn't freaking matter. The police are combing the area. So, man, that's one for Pennsylvania. What the hell is this autoplay video? Alright, so that was on the 6th. Now on the 7th in Indiana, juvenile shot, killed man inside Batesville apartment, possibly in self-defense. No charges filed. Law enforcement officials are calling a possible case of self-defense. A juvenile shot a 46-year-old man. This happened at 8 a.m. Police found the deceased man shot in the chest. Witnesses at the crime scene told investigators the juvenile shot the man who's allegedly armed with a knife and attacked the juvenile's mother. They're cooperating with authorities. You know, like where did the juvenile get the gun? That's what I'm kind of curious about. Was it his? Was it his mother's? Did the mother give it to him? That's quite interesting. But like these, we'll never know. That was on September 7th. September 9th. Driver shot during I-57 carjacking in Calumet Park, Illinois State Police say. So a man was shot during an armed carjacking. How come you didn't put that in the title, huh? This was Wednesday. Around 10:30 p.m. the vehicle was traveling when another vehicle bumped into it. The vehicle of the driver that was bumped into pulled the car to the side of the road to survey the damage when armed carjackers approached him. The victim, who police say has a concealed carry license, took out his gun and shots were exchanged. The man was shot several times in the chest. The suspect then drove off in his Toyota Highlander. The victim was transported to the hospital in serious condition. He seems to be okay. The man's vehicle is found 4 miles away. No one is in custody, but police hope they get more information about the alleged carjackers from the victim. So, you know, like most of the time it would be just give them the car, but they're armed. You don't know what their intentions are. So that was on the 9th. We have another one on the 9th. Resident shoots and kills intruder in Northeast Baltimore home invasion. A resident shot and killed an intruder during home invasion in Northeast Baltimore early this morning, confirmed by city police. 20-year-old man had just broken into the home when he was confronted by someone who lived there. The resident took out a gun and shot the intruder. It's pretty cut and dry. So here we have the 11th. Richardson gun store owner fakes heart attack, grabs gun to shoot armed robber. A group of armed men robbed a Richardson gun store Thursday, but one of them didn't get away from the scene. Mike Brown runs Mike's Gun Room by himself. The 77-year-old says the group of masked men first acted like shoppers and then made it clear they came in to rob the place. So I wonder, you know, when this says masked men, I assume since they were acting like shoppers, this was wearing a mask for COVID, not ski masks or something. Brown pretended he was having heart trouble. It brought him enough time to grab a gun and shoot one of the suspects. It's a scenario Brown has played out inside his mind for the 26 years he's owned a gun store, but Wednesday was the first time he says it happened. They told me to get behind the counter, he said, get down on the floor. Brown says they held guns to the back of his head and then stole at least 50 weapons. The 77-year-old said he faked having a heart condition in order to get his own gun. I've got heart medication, I've got to get my pills, he says. Brown says the men started to leave by the time he grabbed his gun, so he pointed at the only person still inside. I told him to stop, he said. He turned around and I saw he had one handgun in his hand when he turned around. Brown shot the man in the shoulder. He fell to the ground outside while his accomplices drove off. Yeah, there's no loyalty there. Police arrived and he's now in custody at the hospital. I would say it's very common during a day like the situation, here. So the ATF Dallas Field Division. The ATF believes Brown was targeted since he works alone and he doesn't have surveillance. Well, way to advertise that. So good job, ATF. Way to advertise it that they get hit again. So this was in Texas on September 11th. We have one for Montana. Billings pizza delivery driver shoots alleged robber. I wonder where he worked. Probably Pizza Hut. One man is in the hospital with a gunshot wound after apparently trying to rob a worker delivering a pizza on the south side Friday night. Isn't it like common knowledge that they have like $20 on them and like a pizza? Like what do you expect to get as robbing the pizza guy versus just a normal person? You know. Responded about 8:20 p.m. The pizza delivery guy. I like how the police department calls him the pizza guy. You know, the pizza guy. It's the pizza guy. The pizza delivery guy was attempting to deliver pizzas when he claims that he was robbed. While in the process of being robbed in self-defense, he's claiming he fired a weapon, striking the suspect. A white sedan at the scene had a cracked windshield with visible holes. Reed said the suspect was struck in the abdomen and then ran into a nearby alleyway where officers apprehended him. The delivery man remained under questioning by police while the suspect was transported to St. Vincent Healthcare. No arrests have been made. So, Billings, Montana. We don't have a lot for Montana, so... This one is in Louisiana on September 11th. Investigation ongoing after homeowner shoots alleged intruder in St. Landry Parish. The sheriff's department is investigating certain actions taken by a homeowner against a suspect during a home robbery. We received a call from neighbors about a house being burglarized and that shots were fired. We did arrest a burglary suspect with a lengthy criminal history. Homeowners have the right to protect themselves and their property, Sheriff Godora said. However, he adds you must be able to prove an intimate threat. I don't want people to think they can't protect themselves, but you have to feel your life or family member is in danger, continues the sheriff. The sheriff explains once the suspect is fleeing or their back is turned, there is no probable cause for weapons discharge. When the threat has diminished, law enforcement or homeowners do not have the right by law to take or use deadly fire. Law enforcement, huh? Let's see how well that sticks. So Louisiana. And then we have one for North Carolina. This is our last one. This one happened on September 12th. Henderson County deputy dies after being shot early Tuesday morning. Suspect also dead. So the suspect was shot Thursday after being shot in his face by a suspect early Friday. The suspect was killed when deputies shot back. Just before 3 a.m., deputies said dispatch received a call regarding a vehicle break-in on Bethoa Drive. Griffin said people in the home saw a disabled vehicle outside on the street and a few minutes later heard a loud sound. When people in the home looked outside after the noise, they saw a man breaking into the car with a crowbar. A man in the house retrieved a gun from in the house and confronted the suspect, Lau said. The suspect also had his hands on a gun that was in the car, and the two men were involved in the shootout. The man retreated into the home, and when deputies arrived, they found the suspect inside the pickup truck in the driveway across the street. Griffin said that the suspect, now identified as Robert Ray Doss Jr., initially complied with deputies' commands to put his hands up, but then quickly grabbed the gun and shot Deputy Ryan Hendricks in the face. Two other deputies returned fire and secured the wounded deputies until help arrived. SWAT was called to secure the scene, and Hendricks was rushed to the hospital. Doss was killed in the exchange. Now, I encourage you to read a lot about this. This sounds unfortunate, because it sounds like the suspect had also got his hands on a gun that was in the car. So it sounds like the guy went out there to keep the not the victim, but the perpetrator from getting a firearm that was in the car. So some would argue that you shouldn't go out there and confront them, but others would argue, okay, well, you got to stop them from getting the gun. But then others would argue, well, you shouldn't have the gun in the car to begin with, and it's semantics at this point. So we're going to include it. This one's very iffy, but we're going to include it. So let's look at the data that we got now. If we look at defensive gun uses total, we have 569 this year up until September 12th. So we're going to try and be doing this weekly videos on Wednesdays, Tuesdays. That gives me time to kind of make sure anything that trickles in still comes in. I get in the video. We're going to try and finish out the end of the year. But don't worry, I went back and I looked at all. This will be in the link in the description where you can go through and you can look at all my links. A lot of them don't have the date code, or sorry, the state codes on this one, because I didn't start doing that until, mid-May. I apologize for that. So like I said, 569 for the year. The highest usage being Texas with 74, California with 43, and Florida with 37. Like they said, don't mess with Texas. If we're going to do it per capita, our per capita highest is Missouri, Kentucky, and Nevada. I have a couple where I still have none. I hope that is true and that is the case. But if you know anyone that has used a firearm for self-defense in Hawaii, Idaho, Rhode Island, or Vermont, I would love that link down in the description so I can get it added. Here's a little heat map that we have. We can see Wyoming, is dark. Nevada's dark. Those are the ones we're talking about. Really just because Wyoming has such a small population. We're kind of seeing Missouri, Indiana, and Kentucky kind of forming dark around there, mostly staying white on the East Coast. So once again, thanks for watching Cheap Shot. Please remember to like and subscribe. We'd love a comment. Share if you want. Don't have to. I'm not a boss of you. Thanks. Bye.